Coming up on this edition of Europass, we travel to Belgium and the Netherlands to show you how newcomers to those areas get out and discover their new surroundings with the help of their local Army Community Services. That's coming up next on Europass. Good evening and welcome to Europass, your first-class ticket to discovery and adventure. I'm Beth Monk. Moving to Europe presents newly arriving personnel and their families with some unique challenges. On this edition of Europass, we learn about a program that's designed to help ease their transition. Our first stop, Belgium, the heart of the European Union.
Newcomers to the Shape and Chevers Air Base military communities in Belgium have an advantage when it comes to adapting to their new surroundings. Army Community Services, or ACS at Shape, gives newly arriving military personnel and their families a crash course in local culture, customs, language, and logistics. It's like a survival guide in the form of a field trip that introduces new arrivals to their new homes.
We try to culturally help people to get settled in Belgium and to understand how to use the public transportation and feel more confident about being in the economy.
Public transportation in Europe is a great way to get around, but it's a little different from country to country. And for a newcomer, it may seem a little confusing. That's why our area orientation group begins their field trip at the local train station.
I teach them what they need to know to be oriented at a train station, what type of price they have to pay, how does it work practically, how to ask for the tickets, what to look for, what they need to be worried about, what is different from the States.
Seems pretty straightforward, just to look at all, learn how to look at the signs and kind of ascertain what they mean and get the schedule and get where I want to go.
Much more comfortable now that I know how to get around, how I know how to move between cities, how to use the train. I've had someone walk me through the process and now I'm comfortable taking a shot at it by myself.
Our guide explains that making sure you get on the right train is essential to having a smooth journey. Next stop, Brussels, the capital of Belgium.
While they're traveling to the big city of Brussels, let's head about 100 miles east to the Netherlands, where Army Community Services, or ACS, is introducing another group of newcomers to their new surroundings.
New arrivals to U.S. Army Garrison Schinnen and the surrounding military communities start their area orientation with a brief classroom presentation. They're learning about all sorts of aspects of the local culture and important information like the law of the land.
We actually have briefers for the first hour that they come and give pertinent information about getting settled in the tri-border area. And the key idea is to actually get people out of the house when they first get here, because we're actually focusing on the family. We get them out of the house so they don't do a vicious triangle. The vicious triangle meaning they go from their base to their home to their work and to the grocery store on the base, and that's it.
Now it's time to head out on the bus for a full day of sightseeing and learning about their new surroundings. One of the most important stops of the day is at the local area hospital. Here the group learns how to take care of any of their emergency after-hours healthcare needs.
People, they need to know where the hospital is, how it runs, if something happens. And it can happen the first day and it can happen the last day, but at least you need to know where it is.
The group visits a unique resort in the area where it's possible to ski 365 days a year. Getting acquainted with the local culture can work up an appetite, and one major component of a culture is the food. So our group goes to a restaurant for some typical local cuisine. Another stop is a local mall, where the group discovers the new travel opportunities they have in Europe and samples some freebies from some local shops. Of course, no area orientation would be complete without a visit to the local train station to find out about the different public transportation options available.
The train station, I explain a little bit how they have to read the menu board and how to purchase the tickets from the train.
Finally, the group takes in the sights of the beautiful town of Valkenburg.
I think families really need a chance to get out, to be actually taken out into the community so they can get a hands-on what it's like living in Europe, so they're not skeptical about going out on their own.
Coming from the States, it's you have your little neighborhoods, and okay, well, this is a neighborhood, it's the exact same as that neighborhood, it's not the same way here. You're not going to walk 5 minutes away and have it be the exact same as where you are.
It's definitely worth going on because, I mean, when you get here, you don't have a car or anything, so a lot of times you sit around the hotel room not doing anything. You don't know where anything is anyway. I also got to see some places that I want to check out again, and if some of my family comes over to visit, like they keep promising they're going to, but we'll see. Some places I can take them to show them.
I think we cover everything what they need to know when they're coming over here, because I think it is very important that the people know what they can expect over here.
It looks like our newcomers to the Netherlands got a nice small town tour. Now let's catch up with our Belgium beginners as they get a big city tour in the capital of the European Union, Brussels.
The group arrives in Brussels and learns how to use the subway to get around the city. Now in the heart of Brussels, our group begins a walking tour to take in the sights of this beautiful and historic city.
Raamplatz was my favorite, and just kind of the downtown area of Brussels. So lots of neat restaurants, shopping.
The guide introduces the group to a discount clothing outlet, where it's time to do a little shopping.
Well, if she hadn't have taken us there, we would have never found out about that place. We just wouldn't have known, so that's a nice little secret to know about.
After working up an appetite, the group stops at a typical cafe, where their next assignment is learning to navigate the menu. Programs like this one at SHAPE help give service members and their families a head start to integrating into the local culture of their new duty stations in Europe.
It was a great familiarization. I think that's more what this trip is intended for, is to just show the generalized area, give you a quick insight and a quick overview. You can't really see everything at once, but it gives you a good coverage of the area for you to go back and explore on your own later.
It was wonderful to see Brussels. I'll definitely come back, and I won't feel intimidated about doing it again on my own.
Well, that wraps up our show for this week. We'd like to thank the Army Community Services at SHAPE and U.S. Army Garrison Chinook. If you have a place you'd like to see us visit or a program you'd like to know more about, send us an email to europass@afn.dma.mil. For more travel ideas, don't forget to pick up the Thursday edition of Stars and Stripes and check out the travel section. To see this program again, log on to our website at afneurope.net. I'm Beth Monk, and we'll see you next time on Europass.